There's a new PayPal scam going around that you should be aware of.
It is a classic phishing scam, but it's more realistic than many previous scams.
He sold a payments company to PayPal for $800 million. Now he spends $2 million every single year trying not to die. He's offering 3 people access to his entire longevity protocol for exactly $1 million each. The waiting list topped 500 applications in the first 30 hours. The applicants range from entrepreneurs to athletes to politicians. But here's the shocking reality: most of what actually works doesn't require a fortune. This is the real science behind the protocol, quietly extending lifespans among the ultra-wealthy, and more importantly, how ordinary people can access the core principles without the celebrity price tag attached. Brian Johnson became obsessed with one fundamental question: what if the current generation could be the first to refuse death entirely? His answer started with understanding a critical problem inside every single cell in the human body. As we age, cells accumulate damage and stop protecting their DNA properly. They lose the ability to repair broken structures. Researchers discovered that organisms have built-in longevity genes called sirtuins that don't activate unless the body receives specific signals. Exercise sends one powerful signal. Fasting sends another. Caloric restriction sends a third. When your body experiences mild stress, these genes switch on and repair cellular damage before it becomes irreversible aging. The key player in this entire system is a molecule called NADH, which functions like cellular fuel or energy currency. When NADH levels are high and abundant, sirtuins work at maximum capacity. When it drops, the repair system essentially crumbles. Harvard research showed humans lose approximately 50% of their NADH levels between ages 20 and 50. Think about that for a moment. This is the difference between cells that repair themselves effectively and cells that accumulate damage year after year, creating aging. David Sinclair, a Harvard genetics professor who pioneered this research into sirtuins and longevity, takes compounds that restore NADH levels to youthful amounts. His daily routine includes NMN, or nicotinamide mononucleotide, which the body converts directly into NADH. He pairs this with resveratrol, a compound found in red grapes that activates sirtuins and triggers protective cellular pathways. Within weeks of taking NMN consistently, average NADH levels double in human studies across multiple age groups. The cost less than $50 per month. This is why serious researchers stopped dismissing biohacking as purely speculative. The expensive aspects of Johnson's protocol involve personal medical oversight, constant testing, and experimental treatments. The effective aspects are available to anyone willing to commit to discipline. His routine begins at 4:30 in the morning with strategic light exposure, because circadian rhythms control how efficiently cells repair themselves during sleep cycles. 1 hour of intense exercise follows immediately, specifically targeting the intensity needed to raise NADH levels in muscles and tissues. That means reaching the point where breathing becomes labored and sustained, not just an elevated heart rate. His research shows that 10 minutes of true high-intensity effort each day activates the same longevity pathways as expensive pharmaceutical supplements. Then comes the protocol that surprises most people: the fasting window. Johnson practices an 18-hour daily fast, consuming all calories within a narrow 6-hour window in the afternoon. This isn't starvation or deprivation, it's strategic timing based on cellular biology. When the body hasn't received glucose for extended periods, it shifts to burning ketones as fuel and activates autophagy, the cellular recycling system that removes damaged cellular parts and proteins. Animal studies show that intermittent fasting extends lifespan by 20 to 40% in some cases. The mechanism is identical to caloric restriction without requiring people to eat significantly less overall. His diet contains precisely 130 grams of protein daily, prioritizing plant-based sources with specific micronutrient profiles. He counts calories ruthlessly, with his philosophy that every calorie must fight for its place in his diet. This isn't about achieving aesthetic leanness. It's about preventing constant insulin activation throughout the day, which suppresses sirtuin function and accelerates aging. When your body is constantly processing food, longevity genes essentially go dormant. High-fat, high-calorie lifestyles accelerate aging regardless of exercise levels. The protocol requires continuous data collection and monitoring systems. Johnson tests his blood, stool, and urine regularly using advanced biomarker analysis. He wears devices that measure heart rate variability, sleep patterns, and daily movement with extreme precision. He knows his biological age, which differs fundamentally from chronological age based on epigenetic markers and cellular aging signatures. This data obsession isn't vanity. It's precision medicine at its core. You cannot optimize what you don't measure objectively. Studies show that biological age tests, particularly those measuring epigenetic markers, predict health span and lifespan more accurately than traditional risk factors like cholesterol levels. The brain's biological age emerged in recent research as perhaps the strongest predictor of overall health span and longevity. The immune system's age came in as the second most important indicator. These organ systems matter significantly more than general cholesterol readings. This explains why investment in these measurements returns more actionable data than standard medical testing. The most impactful measurement happens annually, full-body scans using advanced imaging to detect disease before symptoms appear. Early-stage cancer survival rates dwarf late-stage detection outcomes dramatically. Stage 1 lung cancer has a 60% survival rate. Stage 4 drops to just 6%. Early-stage breast cancer has a 99% 5-year survival rate, while late-stage drops to 29%. Early detection is genuinely the difference between treatable disease and terminal disease. This explains why finding disease early transforms outcomes completely. Celebrate Guaido Pione and results, the appeal has extended far beyond Silicon Valley. Multiple celebrities backed Johnson's Blueprint Longevity Company with $60 million in funding. Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian recognized both the market opportunity and personal value. Jack Dorsey, the former Twitter CEO, follows a comparable protocol with daily meditation, 5-mile walks, regular sauna sessions, and ice baths. These create hormetic stress, where short periods of discomfort trigger the body's repair systems. On competitive longevity leaderboards using biological age metrics, women are now outpacing famous male biohackers. One woman on the Rejuvenation Olympics leaderboard ages at only 0, 6, and 65 years for every chronological year. She spends less than $100,000 annually, nowhere near Johnson's budget, yet her biological age improvements rival his. This reveals the critical truth: the fundamental protocols work. The expensive parts are optimization and experimentation with unproven treatments. TEI and TE-grade EON. An expert analysis showed that the basic protocol foundation, the core elements that drive results, can be implemented for under $2,000 annually. This includes the supplements, the fasting strategy, the exercise timing protocols, and sleep optimization systems. The $1 million premium, in contrast, buys experimental treatments like stem cell injections, plasma exchanges, genetic therapies, and 24/7 AI health coaching that tailors recommendations to individual biomarkers. These experimental treatments lack robust human evidence for efficacy and exist in the speculative frontier of anti-aging medicine. The science-backed foundation that actually delivers measurable results includes fasting windows ranging from 16 to 24 hours, with intermittent fasting showing consistent metabolic benefits in human studies and animal research. It includes exercise protocols that achieve true respiratory stress at least 10 minutes daily, not just elevated heart rate. It includes NADH precursors like MNN or similar compounds. It includes aggressive disease screening starting in the 40s for anyone serious about longevity. It includes sleep quality optimization using temperature control mattresses, blue light blocking glasses, and consistency in sleep schedules. It includes addressing loneliness and chronic stress, because both accelerate aging at the molecular level. Research from 2025 made one thing definitively clear: universal protocols don't exist. What works powerfully for males might fail completely for females. What activates longevity genes effectively in young bodies might activate disease pathways in aging bodies. Sex differences emerged as crucial variables. Individual genetics matter enormously. Baseline health status determines which interventions matter most. Precision becomes the requirement in this emerging science. The honest assessment, despite Brian Johnson's bold claims of conquering death and being the world's healthiest person, longevity science remains fundamentally incomplete. The human organism cannot be programmed like computer software with absolute precision. Chance still matters significantly in determining health outcomes. Someone can optimize everything obsessively and consistently yet still face serious illness due to genetic predisposition or simple bad fortune beyond their control. The biohacking movement sometimes overstates certainty about what's possible today. What's actually true based on robust evidence is this: specific lifestyle modifications demonstrably slow biological aging when measured objectively through epigenetic tests. That's not immortality. It's not eliminating disease entirely. It's extending health span with greater predictability and consistency. It's adding years of quality life and function before decline begins. The goal of modern longevity science has fundamentally shifted from promising to eliminate death entirely to accomplishing compression of morbidity. The $1 million protocol represents the optimized extreme for wealthy enthusiasts and tech pioneers, rather than lingering through extended periods of age-related disease and disability. That remains humanity's greatest achievement available today, not conquering death itself, but maximizing the healthy and functional years within any lifespan.